welcome back to our channel, our little playlist, Lessons for TAJ.
Yep. And firstly, thank you for everyone who commented last week. It was awesome to see. There were so many awesome comments, wasn't there?
Yeah, on episode 1, we were so stoked. Like, Steve was checking it literally every 10 minutes. And at night, we have this rule now. We put our phones down and we just like cuddle and talk. Oh, don't kick the camera stand, babe.
Oh, sorry.
Making it wobble. We put our phones down and that's just like our time as a couple when Taj goes to sleep. And he was literally like, between ad breaks, he was like checking. I was like, put the phone down. Yeah. But it was really, really nice.
Yeah, really appreciated it, all the comments. So it's really nice to read.
It was nice to see Steve lit up too, because he doesn't love the camera, and for you to be on here, like, I really appreciate it. I know everyone else does as well. So your comments are so valuable to us, and it really does make us want to continue doing this. Like, we obviously are doing this for our little man, but we love helping you guys. So yeah, massive thank you for all the comments. So today we're going to be diving into something that we learned many, many years ago from our idol, our inspiration, our motivation, our guru. Although he doesn't like being called a guru, the one and only Tony Robbins. So we've done a lot of his courses now and a lot of his podcasts and everything, and he has changed our life in so many ways. When I first met Steve, we went to a course called Date with Destiny. If you ever have the opportunity to do it, do it. Tickets are really expensive now though. It's like 10 or 12 grand. It's so expensive. It wasn't that when we did it. Anyways, there was one thing that really stood out for us, and that was the 6 human needs. I'll let you explain a little bit further into that if you like.
Well, I guess the reason we're doing it too is that this isn't topical right now, but we thought it was a really good foundation to start with, because there's so many things that come off it. There's things that, the 6 human needs basically drive every decision that you do, and whether you know it or not. And
in every area of your life.
The other thing too is when you get good at this, you'll also look at others and understand their needs. So
and be able to help them through some hard times, which we love doing.
Yeah, it's really hard to help someone when you don't understand what's driving them or what needs they are. So it's really helped me in my life understand, especially in relationships, but also friends and family, and also yourself.
And work too.
In everything. So it's really important to understand. You don't get taught this stuff in school.
I wish they did.
And it's quite basic, but it's also can be quite complex too. I mean, we're constantly changing all the time, and
I feel like it's something that if you feel a little bit lost, or you're like, oh, I don't know why, I don't know where to go, I don't know what to do, like, you can always go back to these, and as we'll explain why, but it's just, yeah, it's a really good foundation. We actually going to do another video on more relationship based, but we felt like you guys needed to understand this first before we went into relationships. So we'll get started. There are 6 human needs. They are love and connection, growth, you can see they're my top 2 because I said them first, certainty, variety, significance, and contribution. So they are the top 6 human needs, and normally you have a top 2 that drive your daily decisions and actions.
Yep. Well, I guess to break it up even further,
what one each is, maybe?
Everyone has a need for each one of these. Like they're some you value more, some you value less, and that's what drives your decisions. And
those can change all the time as well.
And you also get needs off different areas of your life. So whether you're getting it in work or your relationship, there always tends to be 2 that most people are driven by. And once you understand it, you can see the way the decisions you make and the direction in your life. So for us,
should we explain what each one is first?
Yeah, I guess we'll go into it. Well,
it can be so in depth, but I think we should just break it down so this video doesn't go for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Certainty?
Yeah. So certainty, I feel like you're better at explaining this.
No, we'll see how we go.
Okay, you go first. You do certainty.
So certainty, everyone needs to feel safe, to feel certain, and it's a need for safety. It's a pretty basic primal need of everyone's. It goes without too much explanation, but we all need it to some level. We've all been in that situation when you feel uncertain and it feels yuck.
For example, certainty, before I met Steve, like certainty for me was super high up there, especially when it come to money, because I came from a family that we didn't have much money. So making sure my bills are paid and I had money in the bank, like my certainty need was so high that it would just stress me out and control my moods and my decisions.
Every decision,
like literally would go shopping and I would be like picking up 2 cans of corn to find the cheapest can of corn, and Steve was like, but that's how high it was for me, because that's
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and
important
it's
to me.
funny how you always attract the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm still quite opposite.
Yeah,
But,
variety, uncertainty.
Yeah, and it's
And your relationship, like you want to feel certain that they love you and they're, you know, you guys are gonna be together forever and blah blah blah. But then there's also that like opposite that you need a little bit of uncertainty that kind of gives you that excitement and that spice of life.
And another really important fact when we go through all these needs too is that you'll find a way to meet these needs in if you're not getting this need met, you'll find it you'll get it met in so many ways, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
You can feel certain by doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You can also feel certain by tearing someone down and doing the wrong thing.
For sure. Yeah. So we'll go into the next one, which is
the opposite of certainty.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Uncertainty.
if life was always so certain all the time, and it would be quite boring. So
Yeah.
there's also a need for uncertainty. Variety is the spice of life.
So it calls it either uncertainty or variety. Yeah.
And you can see how if someone valued certainty towards someone who had variety, their lives are totally different. And it's because those people value the totally different needs.
It can sometimes clash, but they can sometimes really balance each other out. And I feel like it balances us out quite well.
Or gives us passion, I guess,
Yes.
too, because as much as you don't like the variety that sometimes I live,
It's exciting when it does happen.
everyone loves surprises, but most people certain people like surprises they know about or surprises they control,
Yeah.
not so much the challenges or things that come up.
So we'll go into love and connection. I feel like this is a top need for a lot of people. Love and connection is so important, whether that's with your significant other, whether that's with your friends, your work colleagues. That's just like feeling connected with someone or something and feeling love. So I feel like that's quite high up in most people's needs, and it's a very important one. You want love and connection to be up there because where you live emotionally is very, very important, and I feel like good relationships and love and connection is the foundation for a lot of things to feel good and
You
happy.
can also see how Ashy holds that really high. Like I know people who don't value it as high, whereas I know us two. It's
Yeah.
probably the thing.
Always up in our top two. Yeah.
When love is taken from us, it's when we are the most loco or most
For
crazy.
example, if we are disconnected and we've had an argument and I'll put my hand up to say I'm a sulker, it can sometimes take me a day or two to get over things or to like... And he's not a sulker.
Maybe 3 days.
Oh, shush. But when we are not connected and that's broken, I feel like we struggle in other areas of our life. So we'll struggle in work, we won't be motivated, we won't feel happy, we won't feel like good.
Because it's our top need, and if it's getting
Yes.
taken away, that's when, we're most, what's the word, unstable? No?
Yeah, and if we're starved of it, like if Steve needs more connection in some area, or I need more connection and more talking or intimacy or whatever it is, I find that we are more grumpy, we're just not as happy, and that affects a lot of areas in our life. So that being a top need for us is very, very, very important to overall be happy.
So just like certainty and uncertainty was connected and equal opposite, love and connection and the next need, which is significance, is also the opposite. You can't crave significance and get love. It kind of goes against it. If you've ever known a significant person,
I think you should explain what you mean by
well,
significant.
the need to feel special,
Sorry, I have to interrupt. Before we say this, I feel like significance, and I struggle with this for so long. Everyone needs significance in their life, whether it's a little bit or whether it's a lot, and you can get it from so many different areas. But don't think needing significant is a bad thing. It's not.
Like anything, if you crave anything too much and you hold it too much, it can be bad.
For sure.
Everyone needs to feel special. Everyone needs, but if you're doing it in a negative way,
there's negative ways to do it.
Yeah.
So for me, like a positive, I feel very significant when we do the squad tours and I walk into a room full of girls screaming, "Ashley, we're so excited to see you!" And at the end we get photos and they say, "You've changed my life." Like that makes me feel so special and that makes me feel so significant. That really like fills my cup up. But say a negative, what would be a good negative example of significance? What do you think? Someone showing off their car and like rubbing in people's faces, maybe? Like they get significance
money
of having material things and like showing off their money to people that don't have it.
Just scroll on Instagram for a minute and you'll see significance.
You can see it on some people's pages that are just flashing cash, flashing all their diamonds and their handbags. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy that stuff, but when you are constantly putting that out there to gain
it means you don't feel significant, so you're trying to get significance in those ways.
You might be feeling in your relationship or at your work, and that's what you get it from, saying, hey, look what I've got.
And just a quick note, significance, you're born with 2 human needs as your top 2 as a baby, and it's significance and certainty. As a baby, all you're craving is survival, so it's you're wanting to feel safe and nurtured and all that, but also significant from your mother and father, which is also a human need.
Sure.
Some people grow out of that, some people don't. Some people, who don't feel certain and significant is usually back from the childhood, because you've never felt that way, so you're still holding on to it, if that makes sense.
What makes you feel significant?
Getting comments from you guys. If it's probably one of my needs I starve the most, down the bottom, and it's something that I need to feel more of, because I disassociate with it, and we'll go into it, but the key to a happy fulfillment life is honoring all your needs, not just to look at all of them, and especially the ones you starve the most, because the top 2 you'll always go for and you'll naturally do, but the bottom 2, which is significance for me and probably contribution, is probably, that's where you'll feel the most alive when you achieve them. Like for me, when I did the YouTube videos, for example, I was contributing to you and I was getting significance from all the comments. So that to me made me feel alive, and I was on a high. It was.
Well, should we talk about the other ones first?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm jumping ahead.
We get really passionate about this. Like, we've taught so many people this stuff and we love it. So growth is another one. So this is very important. I remember Tony saying, if you're not growing, you feel dead inside. It's very important to grow on so many levels, whether that's emotionally, mentally, spiritually. On every area of your life, relationships, work, health, progress. Growth is all, if you dial it down to progress, as long as you're progressing, as long as you're taking that step, whether it's a health journey where you started again and you had that first meal, or you did the first workout. If you're saving money for a thing, just putting that money each week into the bank. Feels good to make progress. And sometimes, like, this never used to be a high need of mine before, but now it's massive for me, and it'll change depending on what's going on in your life. Like when I was pregnant, growth was like, I was not keen to grow. We've always connected very much on growth. We're both growth people. For sure, but it does come in and out of our lives. But it really is important to grow. Never stop learning, be open to progressing in so many areas of your life, whether that's your relationship. Like, people think that relationships should just be easy and come naturally. Like, no, you have to constantly work on yourself and as a couple and grow and progress. The same with your work. You have to constantly be stepping up and meeting new targets and growing and learning. If you're not growing, you're going backwards. So and you will feel depressed. You won't feel alive if you're not growing and making some sort of progression to go, yes, like, look what I've achieved, and that makes me feel good. And understand how your needs that you're focusing on have an effect on your other needs. So if you're valuing certainty as your top 2 and you really want growth, certainty and growth don't always go hand in hand. You obviously stepping out of your comfort zone, doing things that you're not usually used to. So cold in here, I'm like literally shivering. So you need to always look at your needs and go, like, how to get to that next level. How some of the ones that you prioritize at the top tend to limit your real growth, because you need to value each one. You need to get a little bit of all. There'll be a top 2 that drive you, and you focused on those, but like Steve said, you can't starve all of them. You need to be focused on all of them, have a little bit of each. But there will be a top 2 that are driving you right now, and those can change all the time, and we try to check in with each other more so these days, more often, because they do change, and it's important to, in a relationship, know where they're at as well. We'll go on to the next one, which is contribution. Giving back. Giving. This is very high up for me, and I feel like it always has been. I feel like I was born to help. I love helping, whether that's helping an old lady with her groceries, whether that's going on my worldwide squad forum and doing a live chat, whether it's us doing this video, making Steve dinner, helping Taj with his swimming, whatever it is. Like, I just love to contribute to the world, to people close to me and to people, strangers. It's a huge need of mine. Yeah, most people feel they need to
do this before they can contribute, but really they know that anyone can contribute at any time. So the contribution and growth are the spiritual needs, that they're the ones that you always strive for. If you could live in growth and contribution all the time, you would feel amazing, but it takes a lot to get into that zone. So the other thing too is
if we keep looking down, it's because we've got notes that we discussed before we come on. We make sure we don't want to miss anything.
Those who have addictions, we all have them. Yours is probably clean treats at the moment.
Just sweet things for sure.
If something meets 3 or more of your needs, that's when an addiction comes, and whether that's in love and relationships or being in bad relationships, well, I have anyway.
I haven't actually.
Where you probably should have left a long time ago, but it's serving 3 of your needs and you end up staying there, or in a work of certainty, and you know, so it's just being aware of those things and understanding why you do the things you do. That's the power of understanding the 6 human needs, is trying to sort of live above and sort of see why you're doing the things you're doing.
Yeah, and if you're not getting it in one area of your life, you will find it in another area of your life.
Yeah, for example,
I love examples. I feel like you guys learn from examples. Well, I know I do. Do you learn from us telling stories and examples? Comment below for sure.
I'll give an example. If I am not feeling significant in my relationship, Ashley's not giving me the attention I need or making me feel the way I want to, if I'm feeling, I'm the boss at work, so I would go into work, put my attention into work to get those needs met. That's one example.
And I struggled with that for so long. Like if I fully can like pull myself out now and see that it is so important to make him feel significant. If he doesn't feel significant in his relationship, I'm not making him feel like that, then naturally he will go to where he can meet that human need, and that is at work. For me, if I'm not feeling connected and loved and like Steve's listening and he's present with me, I'll go to my friends for that, and I will connect and feel that love with them. So it's so important to understand all of these and understand if you're not getting it in one area of your life, you'll go elsewhere, even like
positively or negatively.
Yeah,
like drugs, alcohol. If you're not getting
food,
if you're not getting certainty in your life, and you're hold certainty high, most people go to food, alcohol, drugs, to meet those needs. Significance, if you're not feeling, that's when you do, if someone's not feeling significant, that's when people do really bad things. You know, whether it's holding a gun to someone's head is feeling so significant. So yeah, it
can be definitely positive and negative on all of these for sure. So I hope that's explained it really, really well. You obviously can go and listen to more of Tony's podcasts, and he's got books. And
we might even leave a link to a podcast underneath. I think it'll really...
Yeah, where he'll go into more depth and give more examples.
He's the man explaining
100%. But this is just us relaying it, and hopefully you guys have connected with it. So we thought we'd talk about our top 2 right now.
You go first. No, you go first.
There you go first.
Well, we're both loving connection up.
You know when you're like real young and you're like, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Definitely love and connection, I think both of us.
We've always been that.
Yeah, for sure. It's always up there for us. Like I said, if we have an argument or we're not connected, I don't even feel like working. I feel like I can't concentrate. I just don't feel happy. I don't want to do anything. I'm like moping around until we are like back connected and feeling good. So it is always number 1 for me.
And your second?
Oh, I'm struggling to figure this one out at the moment. I feel like I probably am going to say growth. But I feel so close to a lot of them at the moment. Like I'm loving having variety of like traveling. My work's so exciting at the moment. I also love certainty because I love my routine and structure and like feeling in love and certain in so many areas of my life. So I'd probably say growth. I'm really feeling like I'm getting more into learning about so many topics that I'm really passionate about. And I love that. Then I can pass on to all of you. I love growth in our relationship. We really have been working so hard on our relationship this last 6 months. We both have individual coaches and do things together that can help us be more passionate and feel alive and understand each other more. We've been together for 9 years now. Drew said last, which is this weekend. This weekend.
She reminded me, guys.
So, after 9 years, anyone that's watching that has been in a long relationship, it does take work and it does take time, and constantly have to check in with each other and grow as individuals and grow together.
Yeah.
So that growth in our relationship.
And we're going to go into that next one. Just the needs of a relationship and how important it is to know those.
So I think growth is my second one in relationship, work, watching TAJ, like everything. Yeah, growth's definitely up there.
And mine's variety. Solely because I've been focused on so much certainty in the last few years, and it's past that now, and now I'm craving the opposite.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How do you get variety?
In so many ways. New sport, changing up my routine, doing travel, random days off when you're not supposed to.
Trying new foods. You love going to new restaurants.
New foods. Right? Yeah, just trying new things.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we might wrap this up here. 22 minutes.
Hope it wasn't too long, guys.
I don't think it was. I think that was.
TAJ, I hope you're still watching, mate.
Yes, I hope we've kept you.
TAJ, comment below when you're on.
Oh my gosh, imagine. Crazy. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys.
Let's give away.
Oh yeah, that was a cute idea.
Yeah. Because we love comments so much, we want to give away some clean Chocolate Co. treats.
2 packets?
2 packets. No, let's make it 3.
Okay,
I'm feeling generous. The best comment below, so what are your top 2 needs and what are the things that you need to improve on, I guess?
We would love to know that you not only enjoy these videos, but you actually learn something and get something out of it. So we'd love to know what you've learned, your top needs, and anything else that has really sparked something from listening to us.
Yeah.
And we'll go through them all over that couple of days after we've uploaded.
Yeah.
And we'll choose someone and we'll send you out 3 packets of clean treats.
Cool.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Hope you loved it. Please give it a thumbs up as well. Like those big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the big subscribe button. I'm nearly at 120,000 followers, which means I give away that massive prize. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so in the chance of winning.
Get on it.
And we'll see you next week. And sorry this was uploaded on Tuesday. We're going to be Monday every week.
Yep.
He was just
my bad.
I was in Sydney. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.